See the ghost of an elderly woman holding flowers. She seems lost and depressed, above and beyond what's expected for a ghost. Howdy, ma'am. Something I can help you with?
Oh, it's so awful. I can't remember at all.
Start at the beginning.
You see, I had 4 daughters. They married 4 brothers, the Smith boys, and after that they each had 5 daughters of their own. Unfortunately, I outlived every one of the 24 of them.
24? Should have been... Oh. I guess 24 is your daughters. Got it. You know you're a ghost, right?
Oh yes, in fact I died here in this graveyard, where they're all buried. I came to visit them and I suppose my poor old heart finally gave out. That's not the problem though, 95 years is a pretty good run after all.
What did you forget?
Bought this bouquet of flowers to put on my favorite granddaughter's grave, but I can't remember which of them was my favorite. I'm so ashamed I can't bear to leave until I remembered.
I see. Well, maybe I can help you figure it out. I am mystical after all.
Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate that ever so much.
No problem, ma'am. Now, do you remember who your granddaughter was?
I'm quite certain her first name ended in a vowel.
Alright, so it probably ended with E, if we had to guess.
I remember I was 40 when she was born, or 37. Was it 42? It must have been somewhere in that range.
Okay, so about, with plus or minus 3, 40 years old. When were you born?
Anything else?
You're 95 now. When were you born? It was 55 years ago from today. Anything else?
Oh, her first name was longer than her last, just like mine.
I see.
She wasn't buried next to any of my daughters.
What were your daughters?
She passed at the same age as poor Becky, who was always in such ill health.
Becky who?
Her favorite hobby was knitting. Oh, she did me a lovely sweater for Crimbo, just the year before she died.
Alright. I'll be back. Alright, and in a vowel. It's not you, I know that. Becky. So she died the same year as Becky. Someone else who died 1859. Lilith couldn't be you. Leslie could be you. First Becky. Butts! Alright, that has complicated things. Unless no one else has died in 75. If no one else has died, it's gosh, there's so many. Oh, someone who ends with a vowel ending in 75. Dang it! Okay, well, there's 2 Beckys now. One of them liked knitting, and she's not buried next to any of your daughters. And it was roughly when you were 50. Which one's yours? Which one's your grave? Stop it. There's more! Billy Spider McKinley. Oh no, this is someone else. Turned out to be way more than one spider. Wise old Jed Marmot. This time the bar ate him. Ground seems soft. Oh, marmot skin cap. I bet that increases moxie. Pistol. Close love. Peggy Immortal. Kinda ironic. Big Bob Hurlingham. Gone to the big pie eating contest in the sky. Tripe pie. Pie crust filled with intestines. Just goes to show. One man's nightmare garbage is another man's dinner. Biff Bunkerston. He was a real buttface. Snidely Crandlesworth. He was sort of like a Benjamin Button kind of thing. 1800 to 1700. Clean Willie Hanks. He really is going to hate this burial thing. Annette Centibomb. Tried to eat her way out of a bear. That's metal, dude. Buck Jeansley. 1811, 1852. No one ever saw a man die that way before. There's a whole gang buried here. Yo, let's go, Rifleman. His speed is mad, dude. He already attacked. I have 8 action points. That means I can now set up the golem and area of attack. Let's go. Blam! No, he's a buff. He's a buff too. Nerd Lord. Get ladled! Oh, blam! I'm starting to sound like Multiplier. You view the whole gang of sweet skeletons. Here lie the sweet gang. May they never wake up. That's unfortunate. You got a sweet sword. You plucked the sword from the stone. Now you're royalty. The sword in the stone. Alright, so we need to find a key at some point. So what is your name? Rebecca Smith? "40 when she was born, but what were you... What? What's your name?" Shank Weems. We're reasonably sure he's dead. Well, I guess if you had all the daughters, then that means that you're the first to be born, right? So whichever's the earliest, that one's yours. So we've got 1841, 1820. Oh, here's 1819. But I don't think you had a baby when you were 1, so something tells me that one of these is older. Huh. Uncover a coffin that was apparently delivered by mail, because it still has the address. Either that or it was a joke on someone going to Hellstrom Ranch after they die. Huh. Farrah Smith is 1816. 1816 is the earliest so far. But one would assume that this is your grave, right? 1800, Rebecca Smith. 1800, right? So around 1840 they were born, roughly. First name was longer. So that also eliminates something else. First name ends in a vowel and is longer. And, of the 20 granddaughters, there was 5 daughters, which should all be born much earlier. Around the 1820s. She loved knitting. She knit you a sweater for Crimbo just the year before she died. How does that help me? Her hobby was knitting. She knit me a sweater for Crimbo the year before she died. I'm not sure how that would help me. Alright, so she was born in roughly the 1840s. So this is one of her main daughters, so she wasn't any of these two. And she died in roughly the 40s. The same as one of the Beckys. There's multiple Beckys! Penultimate Becky Smith. Patricia Smith. First Becky Smith. Oh no. This is Rebecca Smith. Yes, so this was your first one. She was born when you were roughly 40. This is so much to keep track of. This is one of the Beckys. So 59 it could be. You didn't end in a vowel. Yeah, this is it. They were born in the 40s. Their name ends with E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Their first name is longer, and they die the same year as Becky. Leslie is a strong contender. Do we have any others that die 59? We'll look at everything else later. I'm just gonna make a note here. Leslie. Okay. Any others that die 59? Here's Faith. Her first name is the same length, though she's not a contender. And also her name doesn't end with a vowel. Okay, that's the first Becky crossed off. That's the only Becky that it could be. Was she a granddaughter? Yeah, she was a granddaughter. So now we need to find another Becky. Because for some reason there's like 3 of them. Penultimate Becky Smith, who died in 64, was a granddaughter. So she died in 64. Do we got any 64s here? Oh wait, no, Leslie, she has to be not. Oh no, this is one of the main daughters, so she can't be buried next to this. So this is the wrong one. Leslie is out. So we're going with this Becky, 1864. Got any 64s? Any 64s around here? Leilani ends in a vowel. Last name is longer. In the 40s. I guess that's close enough, but Are you... That's a granddaughter. That's a granddaughter. Okay, so Leilani is potential. Okay, so this is the potential. Any other 64s? Any other 64s? No. Okay, so that's that Becky done. Leilani is our contender right now. Something about Christmas and knitting a sweater. Not particularly helpful, I'll be honest. Okay, so that's penultimate Becky Smith done. Any other Beckys? First Becky Smith. This is a granddaughter. She died in 75. We got any 75s around here? Ah. Pearl? That's not it. Doesn't end in a vowel. 75. Oh. Madeline. Oh, nope, that was a daughter. So that's not it. Not you. 75, 75. Any 75s here? No. Okay, that Becky's out. First Becky is out. Any other Beckys? Is there like a... Is Becky like a nickname for something? Is it gonna... Are we gonna find out like... Oh, by the way, Butricia is like the long name for Becky. Here's another Becky. 1888. I think this is the last Becky, too. Okay, so we've got 88. 88 is the last one. We got any 88s? Any 88s? Any 88s? Any 88s? No! So it has to be Leilani. There's really no other one it could be. Her name started with an L. Was it Leilani? What? How could it be anyone else? It's not you. There's no other Beckys that I know of. Becky is done. First Becky. I guess she was just slightly too late. Fidelity, Faith, and Farah. Melissa Magdalene Mezzo Becky Smith. Hmm. Apparently Becky is a slang word, so never mind that. Did I misread one of the clues? What else could it be? You only get one per day as well. Well, it's not Leilani. What else could it be? It's little Becky, it's 59, but it's not you. Because you're buried next to one of the original daughters. There's five original daughters, so there's 5 people who should be born in the 20s, right? 1, 2. Three. 4. Oh, okay, so one of them was not born in the 20s. One of them was born in like the 30s. That's confusing. Or did I miss one? 1, 2. 3. 4. Yeah, one of them was born in the late 30s. Someone in the Kellogg Ranch that had to do with knitting. It did, but I don't think it had a name attached to it, unfortunately. Abracadabra. Noted. There's the Kurtzvig Kellogg Ranch stuff. I didn't take it with me, it's still there. I can check. I don't think it had their name. Unless I can find it in the log of stuff. Nope. What a shame. Nope. Nothing left inside. Diary. The Diary of Smith. Yeah, it didn't have the name. That's the problem. It was. You can tell it was fewer than 8 letters. Fewer than 8 letters. How can I make that help me? So the one that liked knitting... Fine, whatever. Less than 8. Can I just kill you? Be gone! Alright, cool. How can I make that help me? Alright, so let's see... Which ones have less than 8? That's the one that likes knitting. What else does that mean? I wish I could see the clues again. She loved knitting, less than 8 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that wouldn't help with that one. It could be so many. Hmm. Oh, and she was worried about the deteriorating health of all of her family. Yeah, so it's for good reason. So we know it's not you, and that's about it. And it's not you either. And she knitted you a sweater for Christmas the year before she died. Was there a date on that sweater? Was there a date on that diary? Check far left. There's Melissa with 7. That's less than 8. It is, but I don't know of any Beckys that died in 80. That's the problem. There's not really very many Beckys left. There's 1888. There's 88, there's 75. There's 64. And there's 59. None of the Beckys died in that year. Because this is all 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, so this is all 24 graves. There's not one missing. And these are all the Beckys. So the only other one it could really be is Leslie, but she's buried right next to Lilith, who's one of the original daughters. There's penultimate Becky Smith, but no one died in 64. Except, you. Except Leilani, which we tried and is wrong. And the only thing I can think of that would disprove that is if one of these was one of the original daughters? Maybe? Because her first name is longer. It ends with a vowel. She died the same year as a different Becky. This Becky. Penultimate Becky Smith. She was born in the 40s, but kind of far away. I guess that's it, is just because it was a little further away than when she was 40. She was almost 50 at this point. I guess that's why it's wrong. But there's no other Beckys. First Becky Smith died in 75. No one else really died in 75 except I think just... Madeline? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too long. So it can't be Madeline. And they didn't die in 75. There's one other Becky, if I remember rightly. Mezzo Becky in 88. But no one died in 88. None of them. Didn't one of the Beckys die in 80? Oh, but Linda's name is too short. So it doesn't matter. No one died in 88. None of them. So... Mezzo Becky, don't help. Don't help. Yeah, maybe there could be something later on in this that will tell us something else. 64. Didn't some people die in 64? No, some people died in 63. Not 64. Yeah, see, you died in 63, which this would have been the perfect one. Which also is very close. Because this is perfect. Doesn't die next to an adult, ends with an E, longer name, less than 8, 40s, but it was 47, so it's still kind of late. But like that one's almost perfect. No one died in 64 though. 67, 88, 63, another 63. Yeah, and I don't recall there being any Rebeccas. Was there? Was there any Rebeccas that got by me? It was like, oh, that's Becky. Full name Rebecca. Linda, Leilani, Lenore, Patricia. Patricia, Penelope, Becky, Pearl, Pamela, Little Becky, Lilith, Leslie. Yeah, there's none. All we know is that it's an L and E. That's all we know. Cause she was hopeful all the way up through L and E. Or maybe that's just a misdirect. I don't know. Hmm. No one died in 59. No one died in 64 at all. Some people died in 75, but not many. They all died the same year. That's rough. 57. 56. Here's a 75. That's 8, though. $59. No, it doesn't end in a vowel. 63. Well, it doesn't the same year, it's the same age. You sure? Well, I won't know until it's finished. They got him coming and going. Think Scotch Turkinson, drowned in a whiskey barrel. That's what he would have wanted. Got some whiskey. Old dead Tom. Took us kind of a long time to get around to this. Couldn't remember the rhyme about which snakes are poisonous. General Nerold Flens died as he lived, screaming. Annette Jangle, first lady bicyclist to ride off a cliff. Riding boots. Well, that's much more of a pain then. What boots am I using? 1 AP and 7 Moxie. I'll take some speed. Lavender Cranks, inventor of the internal combustion engine? External combustion engine. Remains of a picnic, clove drops, instant grits, and food. Gothic cameo. What? Oh, spooky resistance. Nice. Burnin' Pensacord. Professional sword swallower. Dynamite Jim Fresco. All the bits we could find. The tombstone is big and fancy and has a door on the front. Inside there is a document and a weird little metal object. The document describes a tontine, the burial wishes of Chet Buttersley, and a weird sequence of letters. I see, that's a cipher. The object looks like a piece of a broken key. Huh. Bit litter. Describes a tontine. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. In the front is pretty sturdy lock. Weird little metal object. I'm guessing this is the other half of the key. Describes a tontine. Ulg. Bit litter. Ulg. Okay. There's a way to solve this. Big and fancy with a safe. Last. Assemble the key. Last. I need safe cracking once again. And to figure out what a tontine is. She was born when Rebecca was 37 and 42. Check when Rebecca was born. Could be between 37 and 42. Yeah, so between 1837 and 1842. When she was born? Yeah, she was born between 8. So it could be something like Pamela, but she's buried next to one of the original daughters, so she's out. This is a Becky. This Becky was age 24. This one was 16. So we have 16, 24. Check original Rebecca. First Becky. This one was 3, 8, 38. This one was 38 when she died. And then there was Mezzo Becky Smith, who was exactly 50 when she died. Just so I can read the clues again, I think I'm gonna sleep. I didn't have any buffs anyway, so except the ones that don't matter. You have a good first week? So I did. There you go, buddy. Have an apple. Let's get going. Alright, let's read her clues. Red treasure haver. So it would seem. I wish I was faster. Alright. Solve this puzzle. Rebecca Becky Smith. 1800 to 1895. Alright. Okay, so what was it? Ended in a vowel. Between 37 and 42. Which, of all the... First name was longer than the last. Wasn't buried next to any of the original 5. Passed at the same age as Becky in ill health, which could be any of them. But it was when... Okay. Hobby was knitting, so she had she had a name less than 8. Okay. So of all the Beckys, there was 16, 24, 38, and 50. So first off, we can ignore these two because they're next to an original. We can ignore these two because they're next to an original. One of the originals is hidden somewhere, and I don't know which one it is. Because there's 18, 16. That's 4 of them. One of them is a hidden adult that we don't know where it is. Same lifespan as a Becky, yeah. But we can ignore you as well. So it could be you. Nope, doesn't end in a vowel. So let's start from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ends in a vowel. Potentially not next to an adult. It's hard to tell. First name's longer. Was within. It's exactly in the range. Could be Melissa. And how old were they when they died? They were 38. They were 38. Okay, you're right. It could be Melissa. Is it died at the same age as Becky? That's weird. Remember anything? Okay. Baby next thing you know is passed at the same age as Becky. Okay. They knitted. Okay. So Melissa, strongest contender so far. Now that Leilani is out. They're not dead the same year. Magdalene is too long. Becky, so it wasn't you. Well, I mean, I guess they could have died the same as another Becky, but their name is too short. All of the Becky's names are too short. Too short. Doesn't end with a vowel. 3, 6, 8. Too long. No vowel. 3, 6, 8. Too long. 3, 6, 8. Too long. 3, 6, 8. Too long. Too short of a name. Too short of a name. Becky. Too short of a name. Too short of a name. 3. We tried it. It's wrong. 3, 6. Could be. How old were they when they died? They were 3, 16. Could be you. I don't know if Leilani was one of the originals. We don't know if they were an adult. Lenore, it could also be. So we have Melissa. We have Lenore. Which potentially is more likely. Leilani was wrong. Yeah, I know. But that we don't know if they were an adult or not. But if they... No, we don't know. It's definitely wrong, but we don't know if they were an adult or not. Or if they were the original daughter or not. Lenore... I don't see anything that doesn't tick a box. It's... same age as a Becky. Unless I did my math wrong. 3s to 50, then 10 to 60, so 13, 16, yeah. So 16, same as one of the Beckys, so they were 16 when they died. Longer first name, ends in a vowel, less than 8. So it's just a question of, is Leilani one of the original daughters, or is Magdalene one of the original daughters? Oh wait, I didn't check the year. 47. Oh, they're out. Okay. Years out. Gosh, there's so many clues to remember. Too short. 3, 6, 8. Too long. 3, 6, 8. Too long. Yeah. Penultimate Becky. It's a Becky. Don't matter. Doesn't end with a vowel. 3, 6. Doesn't end with a vowel. 6 doesn't end, or does end with a vowel. They're in the age range, but next to an adult. Doesn't matter. Next to an adult, so the Pamela is also out. Next to an adult, it doesn't. It has to be Melissa. I hit the wrong button. No. Wait. Hold on. I need to make sure I spell it right, because I think I spelled it wrong. Hold on. Wait. Melissa. Alright, we're good. There's no other ones that it could be, assuming that we've done this right. I think I know. M-E... Melissa. And she burst into tears, but happy ones this time, because I f***ed it the first, because I read the clue wrong. 90 XP, not worth. Granny just over to her tombstone and gently places a bouquet at its base. Both Granny and the flowers fade away into nothingness, except for a single flower, ghost flower. Goodbye, Granny. A ghost flower. 11 spell damage. Sheesh. Get this mysticality out of here. I did a lot of work for this. Sheesh. Way to go, Thunder. You did it. One day I'll get safe cracking. Ow. Let me out. By the power of a 3rd grade reading level, you've corrected my failures. Xavier G. Hornhog. Ran for mayor? Right off a cliff. Lucky Vinnie Pike. It's bound to run out sooner or later. Considering, when did Granny die? Like 90? She died like 1900. So that means we're in like the 1900s. Or like this year at the worst.